right, this is my first recording. Try this out, see how it works out. So, my name's Jason. I've gone through a spiritual awakening. Family has gone through the whole thing together. Me and my wife. It has been a journey. Yeah, so I guess I don't know where to start. I've never done this before. So it's April 5th today. Well, a year ago, March, we started planning to make a move. And this move was big. This awakening, you get to the point where you realize everything that you've done your whole life is not something that you particularly chose. Things worked out in all, I guess, best circumstances, living in a blind world. But once you wake up, realize that, I don't want to be doing this every day anymore. I want to enjoy this world before I'm too old to enjoy it. Anyways, I moved on. From that, I went from a career of 27 years out of high school. Wasn't even done high school yet. I was co-oping, and they asked me if I wanted to get into the trade, start an apprenticeship. Sure. I was 15, 16. It's that point in life where you realize you need to do something if you need to make money to survive. And my family didn't come from that, because that's a whole nother story. We can probably talk about that another time. I'll put that on the list of things to talk about. So I work on the side of home. Big, beautiful garage. When I say working on the side, because what I did for 27 years, I was automotive painter. I can fix pretty much anything. Anyways, they called me MacGyver back home. And when I say back home, I'm 3,200 and change kilometers away from where I grew up in my hometown. And I didn't think I would ever leave. I've never been anywhere. I don't have a passport. Never experienced anything. It's time to experience life. So I take on this job. Somebody wanted a 69 Charger cleaned up so he can have it look pretty in his garage. So I did. I started this job with the intent that once this job was done, the money from this job I was going to put towards renos, get the house renos done, and put the house for sale, move. No idea what our house is worth either. But anyways, this was our plan. We did it. We pushed from March, when that car showed up, through March, April, May, June. Those were long days. I enjoyed what I was doing. It was what I needed to do in order to get to where I am now, because I found a dream job working on old cars. It's way, way beyond the same comparison of what I was doing, but it's a nice treat. Anyways, this guy's good to work with, and I wasn't looking for this job. It found me. I wasn't coming here with a job when I left. I just going on the intention on having an adventure. So we did that. We planned. We didn't tell anybody. Cut everybody else off in our life, both sides of our family and friends. Anybody that is going to raise a question to what you're doing, and everybody's going to have questions. That's why we didn't tell anybody, because everybody has their opinion and everybody is entitled to their opinion, but I don't give a shit about your opinion. So anyways, I cut everybody out just so I can follow this. Meditation is another thing through this experience, morning and night. That is definitely going to keep your clarity open and just keep going deeper into it. It's going to open your world to many things. So anyways, working on this car, missing all the beautiful weather, and I love to be outside. I do not like the cold, so spring coming is my favorite time. Weekends, evenings, work in the garage on this car, I enjoyed it, and I took my time. One panel at a time. Well, we come into June, end of June. No, I guess middle of June. So anyways, I'm thinking ahead. So I have this car all taped up, skirted, paper hanging. It's on my hoist, ready to give her a lick of primer. She's good to go, scuff a few spots, take care of a few pinholes, prime it. And, within a week, 3 days, I was hoping I'd have that car painted. And because I was pushing, because at this point in what I had intended in my plan, yeah, you can have a plan, but it's sometimes, well, most times it works out better than what you anticipate it working. So where were we? Yes, car pushing. We're getting to the end. Like, I need to get this car painted. I need to get it back together. I need it to be gone. Now I could start doing my renos. We're getting behind in the season. We want to be wherever we're going by winter time. We can't move into especially a cold place here. It was minus 50 with the wind chill for an average of a month. So it's an experience, especially when you've heated with wood your whole life and then you rely on gas, which wood you don't have to worry if the power goes out. You can heat, you can eat, you can have warm water, all these things, right? So that's been a difficult thing to let go of, and just having faith with the factor. So the car, I'm at work, working through my lunch. I'm working into my lunch, but I'm still going to take my lunch. But yes, the owner of the car shows up, and he asks if I can go outside and talk with him for a moment. And it was different than any other time I've ever talked to this guy. And I got this job through my shop because we just don't have time in collision to do a job like this. So I took it on home. And yeah, something I like doing, but not to the wee hours of the morning in my garage after doing it all day. So these are all things I thought of while I was working on this car, right? So we're still growing. Time to purge, get rid of stuff. We were getting rid of stuff. I gave my skidoos away to somebody down the road that had kids and can enjoy them. So they were given to me. So I think I paid for one of them. But anyways, good barter and trade, living in the valley. So go outside, look at this car. Cops are standing there, or a police officer. Well, turns out this car was stolen 20 years, 23 years ago. There was a theft ring, and like there was quite a bit of a lot of cars in this theft ring. So this was one of them. The guy had plates on it and was driving it for 2 years. So there was a corruption in the DMV. Anyways, guess what? The universe, the Lord, Jesus provides. And this car, they're like, yeah, we're coming to get it right now. And I said, okay. I made a little video on my way home, went and opened the garage. Well, the garage was unlocked anyways, and they were already there. Put all the parts in the car, took all the paper off of it, confirmed the VIN number. VIN number under the glass is what they were looking for. The one on the inner fender wasn't the right one. Anyways, that was intriguing. So, anyways, the Lord fast tracked us. The guy was a really nice guy, uh, very wealthy. Money was nothing to him. He paid me for my time that I had, and we went on. We went and did some camping, and this was out of our life. Got ready. Uh, my wife and kids went to go say goodbye to family that were already 7 hours away, and we were moving in the opposite direction. So they went say bye. I enjoyed some time to myself on our property, enjoying our home, my garage, and then my wife had to push me to get started working on the house. That was difficult. I did not want to do the work. I just wanted to enjoy the results of this, right? But I guess if you don't plant the seeds, you can't harvest. So we struggled with the first piece of drywall after finally deciding to go ahead and start this doing the living room ceiling. Well, no sooner did we struggle in the first week of August in the heat trying to put up a sheet of drywall, me and my wife standing sweating on the couch. Motorcycle pulls into the yard. It's like, okay, can only be a few people. And a friend of mine comes in and asks what we're up to. Told him. Shocked him. Like, yeah, we're doing some rentals and we're selling the house and we're leaving. So he's like, oh, right on. He's like, well, do you want a drywall lift to lift that up there? He's like, I don't want to hurt myself to help you, but I'm willing to give you something to help you. So anyways, we had like 5 sheets to put up. It took us no time at all. It was awesome. Anyways, another sign, you know, the Lord, the universe provides. Because I'm terrible for asking for help. It's not a, it was 12-12, as I said that. I am bad for that. I just feel like I need to do it on my own, and it's not always something you're supposed to tackle on your own, right? You're supposed to share the struggles, or, you know, somebody could have an easier solution to what you're trying to do. Anyways, and many hands make light work. So anyways, we want to leave, get the house fixed up, sell it. We got to the point where we didn't know what point to stop before we called the realtor. We were looking for a place. My wife had a place already in mind. She watched for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then every time we had an idea of what we may do, something came up in front of us every time, and it was always Alberta. So it was pretty easy easy, but still, you still ask yourself, really, is that really where I need to go? So yeah, so we got the rentals done, called the realtor. He's like, well, it's September now. I don't know if we can, if we're going to do anything with this. We might have to try again in the spring. You know what? The yard's flourishing. This is when we wanted to do it. We felt like we were a little bit behind, but the Lord fast tracked us with this car leaving. And we got our stuff done. We just decided, okay, it's finally time. Let's call them, the realtor, and let them tell us what we need to do. Well, when you thought you were doing good, the cosmetic stuff wasn't what they wanted. They wanted to get rid of all your stuff and make this place look like it's not yours. And that was awkward for a little while. It seemed like forever, but in all actuality, the house sold in 3 days, and we had multiple offers, and we didn't even take the highest offer because the people we were looking for were the ones that were meant to have this place, and those were the ones that got the place. Our little piece of heaven that we worked for 17 years to manicure and make a beautiful spot 2 little bunkhouses on it and a pool. It was a sweet spot. In the country. Took me 11 minutes to get to work. I could go home, have a swim at lunch, and cool off for a start for the afternoon. So, anyways, my job was great. I got paid well. Um, I was good at what I did. But there was something missing. Like, it was busy. The insurance work is busy. There's no breathing room. It just steals the joy from the trade. If it's something that you enjoy and it's being stole from you, the joy for it, then you can't do it anymore. And that's what it was with the collision. It's just go, 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 go. Like, yeah. It took me 2.5 months coming into this new year to get out of the rest period I was in from what has so much has happened in this little while, this transition. So we moved to a small community. Nice school across the road. But before I get there, we're still not done. So I told my boss when I was going into holidays, this is what's going to have to happen because this is how we feel. And I can't not do it because I'm going to regret it. So, yeah, it was difficult on him. His wife was not friendly with me after that. She made things difficult. It was very childish, but it was to be expected because I see many people pass through this place while I was there and all had the same treatment. Wonderful family, though. Nice spot with benefits. Anyways, like I said, I didn't get dirty. Painted cars all day long. Yeah, saving lives. That's what I called it. Yeah, I like making things look good, but it got overwhelming for me. So 27 years, you know what? Shut her down. I've waken up and realized that this isn't what I want to spend the rest of my life doing. So we're on an adventure. We're on our way to Alberta. We're planning everything. Everything's scary. We decided to go freaking plan a U-Haul. I did not want to move my own shit at all. I don't want to be responsible for driving an oversized truck down the friggin' highway, hauling my vehicle behind it. And we downsized a lot of stuff. We got rid of a lot. I had a big garage. It was bigger than my house. And I accumulated a lot of stuff. I sold my hoist. I left bench grinders, vise, drill press, freaking lockers, cabinets. Like, I could not take everything with me. I sold stuff to a friend to help to get ahead, so I had money to drive. I had money left over from renos, like $1,800. Anyways, that doesn't go far when you got to eat, sleep, and travel and fill 2 vehicles, right? So we had that. We had to pay for our moving truck before we left. That was going to be, we didn't know actually what it was going to be, but we were quoted about $12,000. That's what we came in at the end of the day. After we got rid of everything, we were pretty well right on key. So $12,000, but has to be paid up front. I was going to get a line of credit because I don't have $12,000 available at this point. Once I sell my house, yes, I will have all kinds of money. But until then, no. So, buddy of mine, Steve, freaking great guy. I really grown to love this guy. We struggled lots. He likes to poke at the bear, right? Before the bear's even out of the cave in the morning when you're getting to work. Anyways, he didn't want me to be paying interest on money that I'm going to be paying right back. So he sold his house a couple of years ago. You know, whenever COVID and stuff was all making things weird, but he did well, and he's moved in with his in-laws, and they're building a garage and granny suite and all this stuff. Well, he paid for my move ahead of time before I left with the trust that I would pay him back, and said at first he would give take off the balance of the materials, all my body shop supplies that I was going to sell them at my trailer. And at the end of the day that we were leaving, he transferred me the money for all that and paid for my move. And so we had quite a bit of money that we could travel comfortably, not have to worry about where to stay, what to eat, if we have gas. So we we headed out early that morning. It was weird sleeping in an empty house, and our stuff was already gone. They had packed it and moved it the day before, and we weren't going to get to see our stuff for another month. So we had some time to travel from the closing date of our house to the closing date of this new house, and everything was done on our phones, right? There's nothing personal anymore. There's no signatures when you're making offers on a house anymore, like personal and a piece of paper. It's not as easy. It's very impersonal now. But anyways, it was a very quick, stressful experience. I'm glad to be mortgage free. House is paid off back home, mortgage free here. Have some money to enjoy. And we did some renos on this house and put some tin on the roof and replaced stuff that we let go moving here. If I would have known the job that I have now, I could have taken almost everything I had and left it there, because a lot of stuff I bring in there now. And this is the first place that I've ever brought anything to work, even tools. I had my paint guns and that was it. That's all I needed. 4 paint guns, like $3,000 worth of material or tools in a bag. So yeah, I kept my paint guns. They're at work now. So another thing that I got that I moved to work. Anyways, so we get here, we can enjoy this place. Well, we didn't know this place is very rural. There's 20 minutes in either direction, west or east. There's a little town. We get gas, we can get pizza, some expensive groceries. Not much other than that. Hardware store. If you want a Walmart, Tim Hortons, just go for a drive through town. You can't do that here. This is not, you keep your money in your pocket, that's for sure, unless you like to shop online. But yeah, it's definitely been an experience. So I enjoyed 2 months off, puttered on the house. We were here for about 2 months before we decided to enter our son into the school system here. What a difference with the school system here. Yes, very reminds me of, it feels like we went back in time when we moved here. Everything's so different. Everybody's so relaxed. It's amazing. The school system is amazing too. My son has just excelled in all his subjects. It's amazing. Mind you, he only has a handful of kids in his class. So yeah, it's rural Alberta. So I have to drive over an hour if I want a Tim Hortons, Canadian Tire, Walmart. We did have a PV Mart, it's closed now. Home Depot, Princess Auto, it's still a couple hours to get to something like that. So yeah, anyways, time to explore. It takes me a little while to get to work. And all of that's what we'll talk about now, is my son, through all this, now that we enrolled him in school after 2 months of being here and just kind of getting comfortable with our stuff and making a home for everything, and that wasn't easy. When you're downsizing, you bring too much stuff with you. So our daughter stayed back home for love. She's amazing. That wasn't easy. I think it's really hard on my wife. But yeah, so she stayed back home, but she's 19. She can do whatever she would like, right? And you can't force somebody to do something they don't want to do. So yeah, so that's where we're at with that. What else? Oh, yeah. So my son starts working. Oh, well, I'll fix that. So my son starts going to school. Well, his teacher, lovely teacher, she's definitely there for the students. But her husband paints cars. It's like, okay, yeah, cool. Um, no, but he doesn't just paint cars. He has a custom shop where it's like a dream car garage where everything is just meticulously done, and people put their pride and quality into these, and the money. Oh my gosh, I left home from Ontario where there's you can see that there's a lot of money in central Ontario, especially when you're leaving Ontario. The landscape is beautiful. It's not beautiful there. It's very poor and not nice. So so I started working at the shop. Well, after 2 months, they gave me a number, contact him. I gave it about a week. I really didn't want to work. I enjoyed 2 months of not doing nothing. I was okay with being bored. Um, so, anyways, give it a try. See how it goes. I love it. These guys are, they're me. Yeah, they're a great bunch. Um, I'm so glad. And these guys, their minds are blown. They're like, "How did you find us here? Why did you move here?" It's like, we picked a spot on a map, and then we did not want to spend more money than we needed to be mortgage free and have that freedom. So we don't have to go and work. We just pay our utilities. While now I'm working, making way better money than I ever did. But the money difference here, because we're so close to Calgary opposed to Ontario, where people don't want to spend the money and they're working harder and harder and harder just to try to get by. It's not like that here. It's really different. It gives you time to be with yourself. So, that note, yeah, I'm enjoying this job. I've been there since December. Moved to Alberta October. I was here October 7th. Didn't look for a job. It found me 2 months later, just letting it be. And like I said, I was working on that car in my garage. Like, well, you know what? If I freaking worked on these instead every day, all day long, and didn't have to do it at night, I would enjoy that. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. And yeah, we're all living a wonderful experience here. Um, I think that's about it for that story and journey. There's nothing I can think of right now, but I'm just saying, if you have any desire to do something different with your time, do it. Don't hesitate. Do it now. Plan. Write stuff out. You write down on a note, you're going to go through that list and knock things off the list, but do it. It's scary. Use meditation and your intuition. Don't follow other people. Don't tell everybody what your plan is. All right? Because then there's way too much crap floating around in the universe about all different stories about what you're planning on doing. All right? If you're doing this by yourself or doing it with your spouse, just do that together wholeheartedly and follow your heart. It won't let you down. Not once you're in a pure space. Anyways, much love. Cheers.